What's going on, everybody? Jack Acid with ApexHead.com, bringing you a commentary episode of Escape Zero, and today taking out the 2010 Lexus LFA at the Nürburgring Nordschleife full circuit and racing with no assists against hard AI, and you can see starting off in P6. This is actually a long overdue subscriber request, and if I was being wise about it, I'd probably just do a stage event here at the Nordschleife, but because I haven't played this in a while, I was getting an itch. Thought I'd go ahead and put in a full lap. So here we are to start, and a lot of wheel spin. Remember, traction control turned off. And now getting up to speed and taking a quick look on the right-hand side. You can see there's a car there, but have to get aggressive. Remember, this is hard AI, and you have to try and make up as many positions as you can. And slight contact from behind now, and now locked with the car on the left-hand side and starting to lose control onto the grass and back onto the tarmac, but losing a position. Now more contact. And it looks like the silver Mercedes behind is being extremely aggressive. All kinds of commotion to start the race. Probably not boding well. And hopefully not a sign of things to come as we start to come down to a breaking point here and dropping into third gear. Now second, the white car on the left-hand side, almost able to overtake us coming around there. Not exactly sure why he dropped back, but saw him at the last second, and fortunately for us, he did drop back, and now it looks like he's dueling with that silver Mercedes. So let's see if we can find any kind of a gap coming around this corner. Sometimes you're able to. Not going to happen. Drifting wide there. And we're almost rolling up onto the lawn, but able to avoid doing so, but not able to gain a position. So now speeding down to the bottom of the hill, and this is a tricky little apex, and you can see going a little bit too fast onto the lawn, almost hit the P4 car. Was not expecting him to slow down that much, and almost cost us big time, but fortunately no threat from the P6 car, at least for now. So ideally, I would have gotten around these cars before we've gotten to this sequence of corners. I start to go a little too fast coming through there, but able to get back online. But the reason why is that the AI is typically slow through here, but there's just no runway through these corners to really make a move. So what I really have to settle for is just sticking with the P4 car and being able to find a window later on. And here's one coming around out of the exit, up off onto the curb, and there he goes, up into P4 just like that. And that was the best that I could hope for. There was very slight contact, but you could actually see that the P6 car was catching up to us big time. So now trying to chase down the P3 car, trying to get into a podium range, and not quite enough room. Now speeding out of the exit, coming up here, and now wheel to wheel with the yellow car as we come along one of the fastest parts of the entire lap. Want to try and take advantage, and he is not going away. You can see that it's a 147-mile-an-hour horse race at this point. Now he finally falls back as we break 160, and now coming up over the hill, have to slow down before we drift off into the railing there. And able to collect ourselves as we come around to the wide hairpin, and good overtaking spot if you're close enough. Might not have enough time to get around, dropping it down into second gear to get a good exit. Even though we weren't able to get around, at least able to stick with the P2 car. You can see that I definitely got better pace than him. So chasing him through these little winds along this, basically a straight, but have to be careful, extremely easy to hit the curb. And now coming up the hill into the trees, and the AI can be very slow coming up here, and they are, and not able to avoid contact, and able to drop it down into third gear for just a moment and not go offline. So that was extremely close. Race was almost over, and I would have felt really guilty if I had taken him out. But no harm, no foul, just a little bit of cosmetic damage. Now you can see the P4 car, the yellow car behind, has caught up with us. So I definitely want to get around the P2 car. Remember, we are losing time on the leader the entirety of this duel. So obviously want to get around him as soon as we can. Now the track widening out, making a move on the inside. And a little fast coming out of the exit and rolling up over the runoff for just a microsecond. Now slowing down to this extremely deceptive corner all the way down into second gear. And I can see that the yellow car has actually overtaken for P3. So we can expect to see him in our rearview mirrors for a while, and the yellow car has been extremely quick, so I'm not going to take that for granted as getting the gearbox a little bit wrong coming out of the exit there, but we're in excellent shape. Just under 4 minutes into this, and already up into P2, so should have plenty of time to track down the leader, assuming we can keep things on the rails as I start to slide there. And I'm not exactly sure why, but this particular part of the track gives me a lot of trouble, especially this corner. And you can see just how conservative I'm being as we come down the hill. And typically the AI is very slow coming through there as well, and as expected, you can see able to cinch the gap just a little bit, but still too soon for any kind of an overtake opportunity. And there is a corner coming out of this little area here with these buildings. As I start to come through a little too fast there, and that probably ruined any shot I had of the aforementioned overtake. But sometimes coming around this corner, you have a chance. But again, plenty of time to go. Don't have to worry about that at all yet. Much more important that I keep things on track. And this circuit is so long that I really don't have it memorized. Kind of have to take it as it comes. And start to get things a little bit wrong coming out of there, dropping 2 wheels onto the dirt, and basically just de-accelerate and don't cost myself any time or position. But that's when things get scary here at Nürburgring. It is extremely narrow and there is little chance to correct a mistake, so have to be careful from start to finish. Of course, easier said than done. Now checking on the pace of the P1 car as we chase him up the hill, and actually you can see that we're faster than him, no question. And the P3 car and rest of the field, non-factors at the moment. And coming around that corner, should have been in 4th gear and I was in 5th, and you can see just what a difference that kind of a mistake can make as the P1 car shoots away, and that gap that I had worked so hard to close evaporating in just an instant thanks to a small thing like a gearbox error. But there you have it, that's racing for you. Now we're able to close up the gap as we come up to the top of the hill, coming around this wide left-handed corner. And already feeling like gut check time. A minute on Nürburgring basically feels like about an hour, at least it is for me. But already had a couple of close calls with going off track and a little bit of contact with other cars. And so even though I'm in good shape, all it takes is one error. As we look for a window coming around the corner there, not going to find one, but now you can see the gap is extremely close. And you can see we're coming up to the very famous hairpin. Let's see if we can make a move on the outside. And now the P3 car right there with us. And he's trying to hijack second, able to give it a little bit of gas just to pull back in front of him. So my overtake attempt thwarted there from the risk of the P3 car, who was very, very keen to get around low there. And fortunately able to get back in front of him. But unfortunately that keeps me behind the P1 car. And as long as I'm at his mercy, the P3 car is going to be a threat. So we are heading into the final sector of the track, as you can see, coming out a little too hot, coming out of there and up over the curb yet again. And at this point, exit speed is going to be critical. You can see that there are, a number of bends in the map there, but at the same time, these are some particularly fast stretches of track. And it is getting late, so we're going to want to stick with the P1 car as well as we can, so we have a chance to take advantage of him along those straights. Like here's a very good example, but not going to have any room to get around him. But hopefully that'll change. You can see able to close the gap and fill up his rear view mirrors, so maybe make him nervous, who knows. And the P3 car extremely quick coming around there, and he is going to be a threat till the very end. I can already feel it. So now slowing down, almost coming into the back of the P2 car, looking for a window, slight contact with the brake bumper, but fortunately not really affecting the pace of either car. Now trying to make a move coming up around here, and not going to happen. Was in 3rd gear, had to drop it down in a second, was basically starting to lose speed coming up that hill. And going a little bit hot coming around here, and able to avoid going off track. And now trying to collect myself and close the gap yet again. I can't make mistakes like that, running out of chances. Anytime it gets near the 8-minute mark, I know that I'm at least getting close. And coming down over the jump, and extremely easy to slam into the wall there. Looking for a window, not going to find one. He's able to slam the door in our face and keep us at bay, but the question is for how long? Feels like it's just a matter of time before we have a chance to overtake. Contact there, starting to lose control of the car. Able to level out and get back onto the tarmac. He broke checked me there. I'm not sure what happened, but wasn't expecting him to slow down, obviously. And just basically gave myself a mild heart attack. You can actually see the last sequence of corners. As soon as we get around that loop, we're going to come around the hook, and then it's going to be a straight sprint. So coming up to another turn here, and not enough room, going to have to bide my time, and really hoping this doesn't come down to a foot race on the final straight. So going to make a move on the outside, coming around one of the final corners, not able to get around, but now widening out of the exit, and have to take advantage now wheel to wheel. It's a track meet, and able to get up into P1 for the first time in the race, and not a moment too soon as we come around to the second to final corner. And I am convinced that if I had not been able to get around him before this segment, heading on to the final straightaway here, that I do not think I would have been able to overtake him. In fact, we're not quite in the clear, as I'm not exactly sure what the top speed of his car is. It is possible that he could be gaining steam right now and will overtake us at the last minute, but right now things looking very good. And no, there's no way that he's going to be able to catch us. We can see the finish line now, so extremely fun race. and really enjoyed taking this Lexus out. Want to thank the subscriber who suggested it to me, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I'm going to leave you here with a few race highlights. Feel free to check out my channel for a number of other Forza 4 commentary videos, as well as a Grid 2 series that I've been running for the last couple of months called Tales from the Grid. And feel free to leave any comments or suggestions or feedback. I welcome any and all. And that does include specific requests of certain cars or circuits. Pass along all the details and I'll see what I can do. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll hope to see you at the next one.